what happens to the platforms of today? What happens to the Netflixes and the Amazons and the Googles and the Facebooks? Do they carve out a niche? Can the two coexist, platforms and protocols, or is this complete disruption of a business model?
It depends on how smart they are, I think, because I believe like the difference between platforms and protocols are platforms can go bankrupt, and on a long enough time scale, every platform will go bankrupt, and protocols can't. Protocols will always be around. And so by default, the thing that never dies wins. And that's also why, Linux is winning in the very long run. Just look at what kind of operating systems are running the internet. Basically, it's it's not Microsoft, and so it's well, that's something to keep in mind because companies come and go, and platforms are run by companies, and platforms also come and go. When I discovered Bitcoin, like the first kind of penny drop moment for me was, okay, that's BitTorrent for money, and BitTorrent does not go away, and BitTorrent is still around and used widely, and even though Netflix exists and so on. So I think not only will there coexistence, if the platforms and companies are smart, they will build on top of Bitcoin and on top of Lightning and utilize this themselves because it's cheaper, it's better, it's more efficient. Very much like a lot of, at least back in the day, now we have AWS and so on, but back in the day, a lot of companies used torrents to distribute their install things because they were large files, and it was just way cheaper and more efficient to do so. You just created a torrent, or I know a lot of game installers, they still use torrents in the background to distribute the very, very large files between people. And you have a very small file that you launch the game with, and the game will, in the background, connect to the torrent network and download all the files from other peers to get the big chunks of data. And it's again a very long rant, but I think the only way to stay competitive is to use the open protocols. Because, for example, YouTube, we can already see they are integrating exactly the value for value model, but not on Lightning yet. So you can tip creators, you can leave comments with money attached to it, and then there will be a little heart with a dollar symbol in it, and it says like, that was an awesome video, and someone paid $25 to support the creator. And YouTube is currently in both worlds, and of course on fiat rails. But I think it's like, there's no doubt in my mind that settling on Bitcoin and using Lightning will be cheaper than the fiat rails. And also it will be interoperable, and as you mentioned, it's an open protocol. These are open systems, so everyone can work on it and improve it. And so there will be things that are just, they will be only available on Lightning. They will only work on Lightning. It will only work on Bitcoin because someone comes up with an ingenious idea, and then it will only work in the open protocol world. Like, on a long enough time scale, the open stuff wins. That's why, that's why AOL lost, and that's why we have the internet. And that's also why it's stupid to, if you want to do something new, if you want to build a cool feature for the internet, inventing a second internet is terribly, terribly stupid. It's not how these things work. And that's why I believe that it's kind of a winner-takes-all scenario in terms of, open money, which is Bitcoin, and open payment networks, which is Lightning.